right. I do believe everyone can hear me. Let's get started. What's up with my teeth? That's the thing about lives. You never know what's going to pop up, but I think I got the thing out of my teeth. Let's get started here. I was guided to come on stage. I'm just going to be doing more lives, and I want to do more live teachings about magic, what is magic, how it can work for you in your life. So keep a lookout for me as I continue to kind of pop on and off throughout the week. Today, what I wanted to discuss is what is magic and what is elemental magic. So take some time, maybe bust out a pen and piece of paper if you're super anal, and ask yourselves, what is magic? Or just take some time to reflect. I'll give you a few seconds. What is magic? I think that a lot of us think of magic as something that is this intangible force, which it is, but almost like this mystery that can't be fully grasped or that we can't fully tap into. And even worse, I think that especially a lot of the Christian ideologies have taught people, or like really religious, it's not just Christian, but a lot of the religious dogma has taught people to not believe in magic anymore. So it's seen by the masses as something that's silly or that doesn't make sense, or that's something that's just for children. But the truth of the matter is that magic is the divine essence and life force energy within us that we can use to change ourselves and our reality. Magic is all about power and influence. Magic is, you need a certain amount of a positive calibration in order to be able to do it well, because magic calls on divine life force energy and like your own life force energy. And the more positive energy and the more loving energy you hold, the greater power you can command. So it's really important for all of us to remember that magic is who we are, and every single person is magical in some form or another. But what makes someone a magician or a witch or whatever you want to call it is when they have worked over and over again throughout their lifetimes to be able to hone their vessel, whether it be their physical body or their cosmic body, to be able to hold more of that particular type of divine essence that magic is made of. So think of it like, how would I explain it? Like a singer. Say that there are two singers, both of them are born with the ability to sing and they both have nice voices. One person continues to work on their singing every single day and the other one doesn't. By the end of their lifetime, you could probably guess that the person that has worked on their singing every day is going to sound better, is going to have a better range, is going to be able to do more with their voice than someone who has made no effort whatsoever to hone and work on their singing ability. In that same way, hello everyone, welcome. In that same way, magic is something that can be honed. So your vessel, your divine vessel that you have now on this earth has a certain amount of magic within it. And through the study of magic, through the study of ritual, through co-creation with the divine, you can, over the course of your lifetime, grow and expand the amount of life force energy, and especially that particular frequency that is magic that your body can hold, which increases your ability and your power. Please like and share the live, everyone. Like and share the live. So now that we've laid the groundwork on what magic even is, can everyone hear me? Hopefully so. Let me talk a little bit about elemental magic. So elemental magic is, let me explain. I have some notes. I want to get it just right. So elemental magic is magic that is run and fueled by and inspired by the elements that are around and within us. So our bodies, each and every, like our physical vessel, is made up of elements. And so is our etheric body, our mental body. Every single part of who we are has an elemental force within it. And when you do and work with elemental magic, essentially what you're doing is you are calling on the aspects that make you who you are in your own vessel on this planet, and using the essence of yourself to generate a power from within that will bolster your magic, if that makes sense. So the 5 main elements, I mean, truly there are more elements than just the 5 that we know, but the 5 main elements that everyone always talks about is fire, water, air, ether, and earth. Each one of these elements is within our body, within our vessel. Each one of these elements also makes up every single atom in this universe and on this earth as well. And when you tap into the power of elemental magic, essentially what you're doing is you're harnessing the fundamental life force energy that exists within all life on planet Earth, as well as your own body, and using that to generate a power that magic is made of. And each stream of power, or each one of the 5 elements, is a unique stream of power. And these unique streams of power work together in an intimate dance that helps us hone and understand the building blocks of this universe. So fire is a cosmic element of passion, of drive. It is an element that the lower chakras especially tap into significantly. It fuels sex, it fuels love, it fuels art. Hello, everyone. It fuels abundance, because fire is the building block of the abundance that exists within the self. And fire is really one of the primary bedrock elements, along with the earth energy. Hopefully people can hear me. I have my mic on. I'll just keep going. Okay, so fire and earth are the 2 bedrock energies that really form what I feel like the foundational pyramid of our understanding of the elements and how they work on planet Earth. Earth is a more feminine aspect, so to match that masculine fire, it is an energy and an element that sustains, that nurtures. It works with the fire element to continue to build a life force energy within us, but not one that gets too extreme or too strong. And that builds almost like the base of a pyramid. I want you to almost like imagine a pyramid, and at the bottom is fire and earth in equal capacity. And the colors that are associated with these energies are really reminiscent of the frequencies that they match. So fire is commonly associated with red, but it's also associated with blue to a certain extent. Red because of that root, that survival, that stability, but also blue for that cosmic connection and power center. And also the fact that fire is fueled by air. That blue essence is a connection to the air elements and paying homage to the fact that air and water support each other in the creation and the growth of passion and abundance. Hello, new people. So at the base of this pyramid, we have fire and we have earth. The next step up on this pyramid would be water. Water is a feminine essence that nurtures, that sustains. It works by tempering the fire energy. So again, because if you have too much fire, you're going to get destruction. So the water energy helps to temper this fire, to keep it as a stable, nurturing bedrock within the elemental force. And it's not like it happens in the real world where it's like you put water on fire and the fire goes out. I mean, if you have too much water, yes, but with these elements, their energies, their frequencies, they work together, and each element is able to hold their own. So don't think of just because water is above fire on the pyramid that somehow you're going to get the fire going out, or something like that. But what it's doing is it's working with this fire and this earth to create a bedrock and a nurturing of the soil and the earth and the passion, to temper it through the loving, healing energies of the heart. So that is the second level of the pyramid. And the next level of the pyramid would be air, which now that we have the energy flowing up from the fire and the earth, like the base chakra, into the core center of who we are and up through the water chakra, or not the water chakra, the water element that nurtures and sustains. Now what we have is a frequency or a highly refined energy field that is powerful, is strong, is grounded in the earth, but also tempered with an interest in oneness, an interest in the betterment of all society, and also an interest in the betterment of humanity. Hello, hello. So now once we get to the air energy, what we do now is we use that air energy to spread, to grow the healing energies, the passionate energies throughout the earth. And it's really the air energy, that next level on the pyramid, is where we begin to unlock the essence of the magic in a healthy and defined way. And then once we hit the ether, the top of the pyramid, really what we're doing then now is connecting that power and that energy to the cosmos. And that is when the height of the magic is activated. So doing some self-reflection on ourselves, given what we know about our lives and how our lives are going, I would like everyone to reflect briefly about our lives and how our lives are going. I would like everyone to reflect briefly about where they might be on the pyramid, because it's almost like it is a hierarchy, but it's really for us to understand the elements that work within ourselves. So if we're still at that bottom chakra of the fire and earth, we're probably still very much about survival, are preoccupied with things of that nature. And we could be doing that in a healthy and grounded way, or we could be doing that in a way that's very destructive, that's very negative, and just be almost like a destructive force. Because if someone's too much in their fire, not only are they super survival oriented, but they also have a tendency to kind of destroy people around them. So that's where you get like your toxic people, your narcissists, like those people have an imbalance of fire. Like it's almost like an all-consuming darkness that surrounds them. That's the negative aspect of the fire. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes. If someone has too much earth, they are usually then grounded very much in the feminine, which can be a good thing, but the earth has a tendency to be very solid. Like it just doesn't move a lot, or like ever. So if you have too much earth, you could feel stuck. You could feel helpless. You could feel like you're in victim mentality. You could feel, what else can people stuck in earth? Like things aren't moving, like you have goals and you just feel like you're on a treadmill, and the more you run on that treadmill, you don't go anywhere. You're just on the treadmill. So if you're too much stuck in the earth, It's better than being too much stuck in a fire, in my opinion, because you're not necessarily destroying people, but you can very much be suffocating your dreams, suffocating your goals, too scared to just jump and leap into the happiness and the abundance of the higher tiers. And if you're on the positive side of those energies, the positive side of the fire, you're passionate, you're driven to make a change. You might be very sexual, which is totally fine. If you're on the positive side of the earth, you could be just very stable, very grounded, very practical, and very able and willing to do the work. Like, that's one of the beautiful things about the earth energy, is it has a drive, a strong determination to get where it's going and to get there by any means necessary, no matter how long it takes. So perseverance is another really amazing aspect of that earth element. So whether or not you're in the bottom part of that hierarchy, it doesn't necessarily matter, because again, each element is important at different times. So it's normal to go up and down the hierarchy depending on your vibrational needs, your frequency, the month, the day. So don't get too caught up in like, oh no, I'm at the bottom, no. But just take some stock about where you might be to kind of get a sense on what frequencies or elements need to be added. The next level above the earth and fire, again, is the water. So those are very relationship. Like if you're in the water tier, you're very relationship oriented, at least while you're in that tier. You might really enjoy connecting with people. You might want to help people, and that's why it's a little bit higher up on the tiers, because after those basic needs are met, you want to help people, you want to reach out and expand as much as you can. But the water energy is still very dense. It's powerful, but it's dense. And so sometimes it's very easy to get into the shadow side, which is like not being the best with boundaries, because if you think about water, if you're ever to throw some trash in the water, it's just going to go in the water and stay there. That's kind of how someone who was on the negative side of the water element engages with negative energies. They just kind of absorb it. But really what we want to do is be on the higher side of the water energy, which is very people oriented and helpful, but still, oops, my mic fell off, but still very much about health, happiness, and joy of all people, including ourselves. So we don't want to become codependent. We don't want to become a people pleaser. That's a shadow aspect of water. So just being on the high side of that water energy is what allows us to use and to hone our passions and our drives and what we want to do for money and use that in a way that helps people. So that's why it's a little bit higher up in the hierarchy, because you have to have your own needs met before you spread it out, spread it around. Next is air. As I said, so if you're operating in the air energy, you have basic survival down at least a little bit. You have a desire to help people, and now you have the power and the force to really spread it far and wide. So you're out there, you're putting yourself out there, you're, working, making content, you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, and you're really just trying to get out there and make it happen. I mean, because you have all those foundations below you, when you add that happiness and that joy that comes with the free-spirited air energy, it ignites the fire. If you see air, like, it makes the fire bigger. If you put air on water, it'll move the waves, and you get these huge waves. That's what the air energy is doing for your focus and your intention, for your magic, which hopefully, if you've gone through the other tiers, is benefiting not just you, but everyone around you. And then once we get to the ether, we get that divine connection. So that ability to connect all our love, our desire to help others, our passion, our life force, our grit, our determination, and combine that with the ether element to create a pyramid, a reverse triangle really, in which the divine energy can flow through us and embolden everything that we are and everything that we want to be. And when we do that, that is magic at its core. If you can do all of that, then you have a powerful, magical essence, and you're able and capable of working with and allowing magic to flow through you in the purest, most divine way. Now, this can obviously be bastardized, but this is the flow, like the right flow. So hopefully that made sense. I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about that. Hopefully I'm still live, because sometimes I don't even know. But what I want to do now is just end with a very brief meditation. With 3 deep breaths. Hopefully you can't hear all that background noise. This place is so noisy. But let's relax into it. And I want you to imagine yourself now at the bottom of the pyramid. In whatever area you want to be in, earth or fire. Allow the energy of that element to sink into you. And you know exactly what it's supposed to feel like. So don't worry too much, but just allow the energy of your chosen element to sink through you. If it's the earth, feel that groundedness, that stability. Feel that tranquility. Feel that divine connection. And if it's fire, feel that excitement, that robustness, that passion for life, and that drive. Now, as you continue to take deep breaths, allow yourself to merge. So if you're grounding in your earth energy, you're felt guided to do that. Now let that fire energy slowly but surely mix with the earth within you form. And feel that stability and that nurturing energy mix and work with that passion, that fire and drive inside your own body. You can feel some electricity or some sensations in your hands. You might be able to feel the blood pulsing through your veins a little bit more strongly. And just allow yourself to feel what it's like to be completely rooted in earth and fire. 3 deep breaths here. Now together, we will hold hands and ascend to the next area of our pyramid, which is water. Bringing that groundedness of the earth and the passion of the fiery flames with us. Imagine yourself now immersed in the essence of water. Allow the water element to gently mix with the fire and the earth within you. As you feel that water element flow into your vessel, You can feel that earth and that fire to be nurtured and tempered by the water energy, which seeks healing, connection, and community. Breathe into that water energy. Let it nurture. Let it flow through your heart, through your crown, through your core, and now become aware of all three of those elements: fire, earth, and water inside of your body. And notice how your body feels now. Next, you take hands and move together into air. The air energy comes through the crown, down through the neck, and into our vessel. Feel this quirky, lighthearted, but powerful element as it mixes with the fire, earth, and water, strengthening, expanding, and pushing out the beautiful intentions that you have for yourself and for the world. Allow the air energy to carry your dreams, your hopes, and your goals far and wide. And may they take root wherever they are planted. Feel all four of these elements inside you now. You feel expanded, at home, and free. Finally, we go up to the ether element, which is our connection to the divine all. Which is our connection to the divine all. And now you feel a beautiful white light coming down through your crown and into your core as the mystical essence of ether mixes with all the other elements within you. Feel this ether, the divine mystery of the cosmos itself within you. Notice how you feel now. You feel powerful, strong, and connected to the divine. Three deep breaths here. You are now one with the elements, and they are one with you. And as they stir and mix together, you can feel the essence of magic growing within you. One big Om. Om. Okay, one more. That was kind of bad on my side. One more. Alrighty. So that was the meditation I was just guided to do that will connect you to the elements that are within you. That was fun. So I hope that I'll figure out when I get off, but I'm always paranoid that no one can hear me when I come on live. So hopefully you guys are able to hear me. I love you so much, and have a great May.